afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Crowdsurfing, a show where we talk about Kickstarter, Gamefound, BackerKit, and well, I was about to say Indiegogo, but that's a lie. I'm Tom Vassell.
It's been a while.
I'm Joe Evans.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
We take a look at projects that are ending in the next 8 days or so, or, you know, in that time frame. And, yeah, we tell you what we think of them, good and or bad, and or definitely first impressions. And if you think we're wrong, then back the game. It's a simple thing to do.
Choice is yours.
So before we jump into everything, our show is sponsored by BackerKit. We have a lot of cool things that are coming up from there. Let's take a look at our project of the week. Hey everybody, today we're taking a look at this D20 Tribute GM screen. So this screen, which is made for game masters of all different sorts, is made by Dogmite Games, and you might know them because they make some of the highest quality dice towers and other products around. And look how pretty these look here. I personally like the mosaic stuff here. But this is the front. I just bought a GM screen because we're going to be using one for the dice tower, but mine doesn't have the ability to hold iPads and apparently a giant key in the back of it with the dice towers. And it's magnetic and modular. And I've used some of their stuff with magnets before, and I know they have really good quality magnets. So this is just this is top tier stuff that you can get here. So if you're going to GM and you want to do it with style, they have different sets you can buy. You know, they're showing everything here together. So if it was me, I'd get the Game Master's screen. I might grab a dice tower. I don't know. The dice rack is an interesting little thing here too. Either way, you can check this out right now. It's on BackerKit, the D20 Tribute GM screen.
Sorry.
Magnets!
As a side note, folks, here, there's pretty hefty thunderstorms going through the area, so this might be a 2-minute crowd surfing. Just keep that in mind.
Magnets in the sky!
All right, so here we go.
Actually good, it was.
Taking a look at projects.
Polarization.
First, we have Ninja Sloths.
Is this something I don't know about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You could have asked me that about any one of these projects, to be fair, and I would have
To
been
be
like,
fair.
Most of
yes.
these are new.
No, like, is Ninja
All right.
Sloths a thing? Like,
This is from
an
Boss
established...
Dog Games,
Okay.
and they have made Beware of Bears and Farting Frenchies.
Go back up. I want you to read the descriptions of each one. We got, what is it? Strategy, stealing, laughs. Next one. Strategy, stealing, and laughs. What's the last one?
What is
Strategy.
it?
Strategy disaster. But you have bonus sabotage.
Oh, we're back to strategy, stealing, and laughs again.
Puppy eyes. Okay, is that a company logo?
Oh.
They've got style.
Oh.
People are buying these because of the art and the cute theme.
Yeah,
But
this is from
it's
the
not.
same, the artwork and I guess the world building, if you want to call it that, is from those people who do those shirts.
The Turtle Tees?
Turtle Tees. It's that artwork, right?
Oh, is it
No.
Oh, that makes
no.
sense. Wait,
It
what'd you
looks
say?
like them a
Wait,
lot.
Vassal, what'd you say?
He said, no.
No, on the screen. What? I didn't...
On
What
the
was your quote up
screen.
there? It just had a dice tower thingy. What'd you say?
Oh, wasn't you? A
I
street.
feel pretty
think.
confident that's Mark Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't exactly qualify. It could be you.
It's not me.
Quote,
I have
Tom
not played
Vassal.
this game. The artwork's good. The whole, hey, let's take the slowest animal and make him a ninja thing has been done to death.
By Chris Farley.
Yes.
I just not that. I'm glad people are excited about this. This is exploding kittens to me.
That's exactly what it is.
It's Munchkin,
Right.
actually. It's the exact same game, basically,
Yeah.
as Munchkin.
Yeah.
You put out a character that has a value, then you have to fight something bad that has a value, and you're like, okay, I can beat it right now. And then the other players at the table are like, no, you're at -2. No, I steal your gem.
Oh.
Like, it's Munchkin,
Okay.
but there's sloths on it.
Right. Ninja sloths
Correct.
They are adorable,
with
though.
plushies.
I disagree.
Oh, I'd wear a shirt with that.
With a shuriken.
This fat one?
Which one?
What's
There's
that
one
thing?
with that.
Add-on
Which
what?
one?
That is
No.
definitely a fat sloth.
that's a Big Hero 6
No,
sloth.
that is kind of
Yes.
like him. Oh.
Look, Big Hero 6, also fat.
It is?
So-
He's not fat.
He's not
He's
fat.
got
Fluffy.
air in him. How's he fat?
Baymax, yeah.
He's actually
Okay.
not big boned, is he? I guess he's
He's
There are
not.
also no
No.
bones.
yeah.
He's literally inflatable.
Yeah. Don't spoil. I haven't finished it, so don't spoil it for me.
Well, you
He gets popped at the end.
It's so bad.
All right, let's move on. Wait, we're already here. Okay.
Oh, I missed.
Clank Legacy 2 Acquisitions Incorporated Darkest Magic. which is a
I was
play
gonna
off
say you
of.
should breathe, but maybe you shouldn't.
It's a good one.
So Clank Legacy is the best Legacy game I've ever played, without even a
Agreed.
close number 2.
Agreed.
This one looks very similar, and they're showing very little of it, which makes sense.
What can they do, right? Yeah.
This is a completed game. I'm curious, when did they say this is coming out? Because I didn't look at that.
June 24?
Ooh.
That's the thing that bums me about this one. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
excited about it. Oh, but it's next year? Okay.
It's a literal year from now, assuming they deliver on time.
And they're selling it for $100, but I figured they're going to sell it for $100 anyway. This is one of those times where I'm surprised they use Kickstarter, not because I think big companies shouldn't use Kickstarter. I don't care who uses Kickstarter. I think people should use Kickstarter. I don't care. I'm just saying that I would have just bought this when it came out anyway. I
Right.
don't know that they needed this push.
Are there? I haven't honestly. This was Instaback for me, so I mean, I haven't looked
Never
too
mind.
much at the.
That's why. That's why.
That's
you-
why.
That's why, because it works.
Okay, it was also
for
instant
Joey.
pre-order, but this if it would have. But I don't know. I mean, there aren't exclusives in this, right? It's just
I don't
That is true.
I didn't see
think
any.
there was.
At this point, I mean, it is established and all that. Why wouldn't it just be a pre-order, like on their website? Is it for visibility here on
I mean,
Kickstarter?
people say you can connect better with
Is that
the.
it?
Again, if you can get the
End
money
user.
now and give me, I don't get again the complaint of like, oh, don't use Kickstarter. Are you kidding me? If you're willing to give me money now for something I'm gonna do a year from now, or you're gonna get from me
Yeah.
a year from now, I'll take the money now. I mean, that's insane.
But you also open yourself up to all kinds of comments and criticisms if
That's what delete buttons are for.
the Kickstarter didn't let you delete comments, do you? Unless they're
That's
like
what ignoring
abusive.
buttons are for.
No, that's my point.
Little
But I
strips
mean,
of paper are for.
You know, oh, you didn't deliver yet. Oh, this, oh, that. I mean, it just opens it up. Whereas, is it pre-order? It's like you've not established when it's delivering. It'll be like sometime in 2024.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
Just curious.
possible all this stuff here that's being unlocked is Kickstarter exclusive. They're not saying, but like custom coins, foil cards, a
I
promo
guess.
bundle.
See, promo bundle, that seems weird. It's a legacy game.
a
You're
legacy.
going to have parts that are missing if... I don't know. That would seem
Well,
strange.
I don't know. These
Coins is
promos,
coins, but-
these promos may work in other clanks.
Clanks.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Did you keep your
replanking.
Legacy? Or did you toss
I
it?
did. It's like in the library. No one ever played it, so I pulled it out.
Did you throw it away?
Of course. Were you going to play mine?
Maybe.
Wait,
or not.
the legacy
Maybe
one?
not.
After
Yeah.
you finish it, I guess you can play
You can
the
still
finished
play it
one.
afterwards.
It's like a regular version of Clank. The problem is that it's a spoiler to anyone who hasn't played Clank Legacy yet.
But if you have
that's a
played
good
it to
point.
like play somebody else's board after they completed it and see the differences in them, that'd be pretty cool. Like after doing pandemic season, whatever, it'd be neat to go and play somebody else's.
Yeah.
Zero, I think, is the one that was playable after. It'd
can't
be
do it,
interesting to
Tom's.
see somebody else's. Is it Zero? There's one of them
Throw
that's
it
playable
away.
after.
But none of them
Not,
were.
One of them is.
there
Which
are
one?
people online who claim that you can play all of them afterwards, and all those people just have never played Pandemic. I'm assuming because just Pandemic, they're done.
Maybe
Pandemics
it's-
are done.
Maybe it's not a pandemic. Anyway, there's some legacy game I did, and it was like playable with a custom board at the end. You know, it's like, oh, that would be cool to see somebody
Charterstone?
else's board. Maybe no, I haven't played that one. I don't know. Anyway,
Clank?
no, I don't. Joey's already razzed me.
So good.
It is
saying that I
good.
haven't
So
need to
good.
play this one.
Dual air boards, this is cool. And this one I would want to get because when the game's over, I'm going to stick these in the other one. But wait, I see orange and gray. What does that mean? Is that 5 to 6 player?
Oh, it does not work.
Yes, that's what I've been waiting for.
When you add players, I tried that on one of the Clanks. It just.
By the way, I will say right now, dual layer boards are for suckers. We have a project coming up, quad layer boards.
What?
Okay?
Stop spoiling stuff. All right.
Quad. That means quattro, like the
What?
shit.
That was pretty good.
Like the what? Woo!
Anarchy, trust no one.
Crazy.
Why is that this kind
What
of
did you say? I still don't know.
chick?
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
All right, you're working together on the King's Council. Anarchy's coming. Objective cards. This is from Westar. I hate that name so much. What kind of
West-
weird name is that?
Westar.
Westar?
Games? WeStar?
We star.
Westar.
We star in games.
Is it
Westar.
WeStar or Westar?
Westar.
I'm guessing it's Wester.
Is this like a game
Why would
that
it be
something goes?
ER?
Are these the people you call when your car gets in an accident?
What?
Westar Games?
No, it's OnStar.
Hello, this is Westar.
That would work.
It's like in a board game and you get confused. You're like, help! Like, can we help you, sir?
They go, howdy, this is Westar.
This sounds a lot like the dilemma.
Yes.
But it's not legacy. It's just a social deduction kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting. It did seem kind of like coup or resistance or something meets a King's Dilemma kind of thing where you're presented with a thing, you vote. I like the trappings here seem interesting. I'm a little burnt out on social deduction games.
I am too. It's kind of like it takes resource management with social deduction, but then you add in backstabbing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a diplomacy angle. I'm like, I don't know.
You need that backstabbing for a social deduction game, though.
Right.
It actually kind of sounds a little bit like, it sounded a bit like Battlestar Galactica in a way also, like presented with things and voting on that and seeing which way things go.
But where's the game length on here? I couldn't find that anywhere. I don't know what it says.
I have no
but
idea.
There's a lot of text on these cards. That's my
it's a
concern.
lot of
And
beige
on
too.
these,
But
yeah.
it does seem like maybe you would learn them because there's not that many. It seems like it's a pretty
The
simple
characters?
component-wise, so
a
you
lot
would
of
probably
event
learn
cards,
it.
though.
I thought it looked interesting. I'm a little, again, at this point, I'm just like, oh, another social deduction game. Even if it's pretty innovative, and I don't know if it is, but I'm over those games. There's so many. And I honestly prefer them to be simple. Let
too.
the social deduction shine. Strip rules away. I think social deduction, the fewer rules, the better.
I agree.
Give me the absolute simplest
I'll
thing.
play this. It looks interesting.
You're going to play it?
Yeah, when it comes out.
Oh,
In,
8 years.
no, this year, apparently.
No.
Ooh, what?
We'll see.
Again, I mean, maybe it's just because so few components. I mean, it's a deck of cards, right? 2 decks.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Depends if you split them, it could be more decks.
Oh my gosh.
Roll and
52
control.
decks.
Here is another print your own roll and write game, which seems to be doing okay. 330 backers.
We've looked at a couple different ones from this company, right?
Dice Pen. These names
Right.
are all
Didn't they
working
do
together
the
for me.
train one and the rock and roll one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to play this roll and roll.
Same here.
Yeah.
Rolling rails.
I guess we could
So
have.
roll and rock, roll and control. This one did not look that interesting to me.
This one looked kind of convoluted because everyone has their different color pencil, right? And you're marking on the sheet in your color to mark certain things. It seems like something that my personal play style, I'd be a little confused by, like, oh, I can do that. Wait, no, that's your color. Wait, who's orange again? Who? You know what I mean? Like, because you have that one shared thing together that you're contributing to, seems like it could get kind of messy.
I was reading the instructions, and a couple of times I had to read, like, one, it's a simple game, but I had to read, like, it 4 or 5 times. I'm like, okay, what? And I even see the animation, like, okay, so you have 4 ones, you're going to take over this, that is a 5. I'm like, phew, what?
Right, yeah.
Area control.
Yeah.
It's like tiny epic area control.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, it just sounds cramped, man.
I mean, for $4, so it's a print and play.
Also,
get
for
it.
the love of all that's holy, if you're going to do colored things in games, stop doing yellow.
Well, you
can do
supply
whatever
your own.
color
It's
you
print and
want.
play. That's just the image.
Stop showing yellow. It makes
That's
me mad
true.
every time yellow's in a game.
What
That-
color? What else option do I have? I mean,
Red.
red's already there.
That's
There are
orange.
thousands of colored
Name
pencils.
12.
Well, there's Crayola,
Yeah.
and then there's the generic Walmart ones.
Walmart's good, yeah.
They're not good. What are you talking about?
Walmart's great.
Lindyhop, the card game.
Lindyhop, never stop.
Now this looks fun to me.
This one.
Really?
Yeah.
This one
really
caught my
like it.
attention because of the unique theme to it, right?
It's a beautiful theme. It's a dancing, cooperative, trick-taking game in which you play cards, you lead, you follow, you're moving along a little track that you randomly built. Mm-hmm. And if you land on the little step tokens, you claim those and score them. I think the cards look beautiful. I really do. And these little tokens here, if you land on them and the card you led or followed with, whatever, was a doubler, then you get the little token and you flip it over and it scores
Does it get double?
for 2 points. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like the way this sounds. I don't know if it's going to...
Deliver.
I don't know if the players will have enough information about what to lead, what to follow. Like, I wonder if you'll have enough information about what your opponent is holding, or any information,
Or complete information.
or
'cause-
none at all.
Yeah.
I thought this almost seemed to me like one of the button shy games. You know, yeah, I know it has the tokens and that kind of stuff wells, but it kind of had that feeling to it. Here's very simple cards that you're doing this couple little mechanisms in a unique kind of game. It felt like that. Now, obviously, a little bit bigger than that. I know there's more than the 18 cards and it has the token, but it had that feel to it, which I think is positive. I like quite a few of those.
Yeah, I like the box size, the funky box size. I don't know, the two-player trick-taking cooperative thing is kind of neat. Now, it's been done, like the Fox and the Forest duet does two-player co-op trick-taking really well. So I don't know if this is going to bring something that's going to feel new to that genre. It's not much of a genre, but I like the look of it. I'm captivated by it.
Well, I feel like maybe the unique thing it's bringing is in the trick-taking, the amount of spaces you move, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the difference between the two cards that you played. So it is not just the trick and being able to follow suit, it's follow suit in a number and an equation that gets you to the spot you want to be on. You know, so I think that's maybe where it's taking it in the uniqueness it's bringing.
Right.
Yeah, I like how that looks. Button Shy reprint campaign. Did you miss a Button Shy game?
Yes.
No.
Well, there's only 6 they're reprinting here, but it is some of the better known ones. At least Circle the Wagons is definitely one of their better known.
Wagons is great.
And then Pentacork I've heard is good. Forest Sky I've reviewed, and I like that. That's really neat. That Court of the Nine whatever one. What is it? Court of the Nine Estates. That one.
Is that Court or Count?
Oh, Count, okay. Count of the Nine Estates. I don't know that one. That was the one that I was like, oh, this one seems neat. I don't know anything about it. The other ones I either know or I'm not really interested in.
Ooh, I love Skulls.
That's so good.
Such a good game.
Yeah, I guess you can add some on too. Yeah.
Well, they also said they're going to be offering more by people voting on them, like as they reach certain levels, right? Their stretch goals
but that's it. 6 was the max.
Here's my
so
thing
they
with
all
Button
in
Shy.
that.
I end up getting the PNPs so I can like, oh, you know, it's 18 cards. I'll do them myself and sleeve them. I don't do any of them.
You
I mean,
don't.
this is so
Why
much
don't you
easier.
3D print them?
He just has it
I
in the
would do
same
that.
file as his STLs, yeah.
I get to reprint
It's
a
folder.
circle and a wagon.
I'm confused. If you can add on all
One
these,
day.
what's the difference between an add-on? Are these out of print? These 6 they're bringing
I'm
back in?
guessing this is
thought so.
to reprint, yes. That's what I have to assume.
Is that a
See,
new
that
one?
one's neat. That's the...
That cover's
No,
not
it's not
selling it.
new. I don't like the cover and I don't love the artwork, but it's a solo one. Kind of seems neat. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, I've heard about Pentacork. Ooh, Forest Sky looks nice.
Yeah.
It's so pretty,
Making Manhattan.
really pretty.
All right, cool. Definitely
Yeah.
worth your time.
I like those.
Oreos Oink Generation. I say that because what?
Oreo? What was that?
Orao, oint.
There's so
What
many
is
things.
oint? I don't know. I'm not either.
Yeah.
There's so many different things in that.
These covers, it's like they're saying, we dare you to try to read it. That's like the busiest small covers ever for board games.
They're giving a shape.
It's like the size of it's a card game deck too, right? I mean,
And then look at how much text they're squeezing on these cards, too.
And also like that white on that changing background color, like that's close to illegible.
yeah, I agree.
Oof.
This seems like a head-to-head fighty kind of
Yeah,
game,
like
right?
1v1. So I'm like, I mean, I'm not against those, but there's a lot out there. You're getting into a crowded space.
Well, in the non-CCG world, there's not that many.
I mean,
Name 12, said Zia.
I guess talking just cards,
I think
Summoner
there's a
Wars,
lot.
things like that. But
Yeah.
I feel like there are a lot. This kind of game is not unpopular.
There's not many that aren't collectible card games, I'm telling you.
You think so? I don't know. I disagree.
I'm trying to think of one that came out last year, like one.
Radlands.
Rift Force.
Radlands was 2 years ago. Was it Radlands last year?
I
It was
don't
2
know.
years ago.
Radlands, Rift Force,
2 years
Summoner
ago.
Wars, like you said.
10 years ago.
Gosu Cross or Gosu 10.
X.
Reprint of an older game.
But again, the point is the
Yeah.
games are there. It doesn't matter how old they are or not.
I'm
They're
saying
there.
there's not that many of them. You guys are saying there's many. There are few.
thousands.
You guys are making this up. There's more trick-taking games by a factor of 10.
Oh, that is true.
And rolling right. Anyway,
And boss
I like
battles.
this kind of game. It just feels
Also Dungeon
the
Crawls.
cards feel crowded to me. They're like
No,
trying to
they
shove
are.
as much stuff as they can on them.
Yeah.
They seem pasted together. In
I
some
still might
bizarre
play
way.
it. It definitely has a Gravity Falls look.
They gave a free print and play down there, which is, you know what? They have
You're
faith
never
in
going to
us.
do
that.
it.
Yeah,
Why
why
do
don't
you
you
even
do that?
mention it?
What? I know.
Why do
Do
you
it,
mention
Joey.
it's free print and play?
Do it, Joey. Print it. Play it.
Someday.
All right. Seabound board game.
This one.
This one was interesting because they talk about games that they love right up front. You know, we love Catan, we love Coup, we love, you know, and as you're watching the video, you're like, I see it, I see it, I see it. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
You know?
This one could,
It could be okay.
yeah, needed better video, I will say. But this is a passion project.
Well, they explained all of the, like, the entire game is broken down across, like, 6 videos.
Yeah, we're doing
I
it
did
on
not
there.
watch any of that stuff. I'm
No.
sorry. No,
I
write it
watched-
out for me. I don't
I
need
watched the
that.
first one. I did. I didn't go through it. It's each one is only like a minute and a half long, so they're not that bad. But
That even bothers me even more. Why not just make an 8-minute video?
well, because then I scrolled and saw which ones I wanted. I wanted to see the turn over. All I wanted to see was the overview of the turn.
So you're the reason
you
they
know?
do it like that.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I don't.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah, it definitely just seems like you roll the dice and react to them, and some player interaction. You know, if you roll a 1, you can steal a card or burn a card or hire a card, that kind of stuff. You know, so again, just the coup. There's the Coup and the Catan and Munchkin and games like that. Like you're seeing a lot of that in this. You know, definitely is the passion project. I think the art is adorable in this.
I like the art, but
I
I'm
really
reading
like
these
it.
cards and they tell you on here what they can do, and I'm thinking, should have put that on the card though.
Right?
Like, they're not even that long of abilities. Nullify the effects of a shipwreck. Put that on this card.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I do like the art a lot though.
Yeah.
I don't know about the banner being upside down the bottom when the card's not two-way.
Yeah, that bottom could have been used to list the ability, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's not going to be upside down because you're not going to look at the card
If it
upside
was a
down.
two-way card,
Maybe
but
on
the
the table
artwork
it's
is not
supposed to.
two-way.
I think on the table it's supposed to like be flipped over so the opponent can read Oracle right side up
Oh.
or something. I'm like,
Maybe,
come on,
yeah.
Oh, maybe.
please. They can read Oracle
It's-
upside down.
Can they?
true.
Let them figure it out.
Cities of Venus. This
How
is
many layers?
Before Venus lost contact with Earth.
This description is great, by the way, right under Cities of Venus. I mean, it just makes you like, oh, I want to try it.
The only thing that bothered me was that it was the year 2222.
Huh.
It's just stupid. Just pick 2245 or something. Like, I don't know why it bothers me, but it bothers me.
Never put 4 numbers in a row around me.
Please don't ever have a game that's in the year 2345, or that's really going to bug you.
2345 would be fine.
Why is that one okay?
Just a 2, 2,
I don't
2,
know. It
2.
doesn't seem as like
What about 2424?
that's
Arbitrary?
okay too.
Wait, what is your problem? What number bothers you?
The year in this game that's set in the year 2222. And I'm like, why? That's just kind of arbitrary and also feels weird and dumb.
It's 200 years from now.
You know, that would be 2023. 2223.
I'm sorry, I'm
23.
rounding up by 1. That's not that big of a deal.
It is when
it's
all the
kind of a
numbers
big
are the
deal.
same, and it bothers me to no end. Anyway, this game looks really good. I thought this looked really interesting.
This is interesting.
Besides the number thing, the year thing, the only other thing that bothered me was the company. I clicked on the company, and the games they've made before, none of them are like this game, which concerns me.
Really? What are they?
Let's take a look. Nutty Squirrels, Planting
Oh, that's
Evidence,
right.
Queen of Scots, and Tanks, but no thanks.
So, Joey enjoys that
He's
one.
amused by
It's
this.
so funny.
Oh,
They
my.
didn't say tanks, but no tanks. It just,
They just put, yeah, tanks but no thanks.
oh, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, let's
So
go
this
back.
one looks very different, but I think the gameplay and the story really seem cool.
Yeah, it
Like it looks like a tableau builder with a lot of moving parts, quad layer boards.
Yeah, it's definitely your worker management, not resource management.
Yeah.
You're managing your workers in order to build up your board and go out.
Looks good.
Yeah, so it's interesting. But also responding to different events that come up and varying number of events each round. So kind of that tactical nature as well, which I'm really a fan of.
This looks really cool.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Very little text, though, on the game. I hope that you don't have to memorize a lot of symbols.
I think the little astronaut meeples
feel
are
like the
good.
only-
Oh, look
Those
at
are
that.
neat.
That I do like that. I mean, that's what us non-painters do. Look at that. From a wash, that's crazy. How much better a wash
Put the
makes
red
something
there,
look.
Joey.
Why wouldn't you just wash
Hey,
it?
it's not a render. That is a reality to me.
Oh, okay.
A rendality. All right. Personal Preference Updated Edition. This is from the year 1957.
It's from the 80s, Tom.
You're right. They could have maybe updated the box
They didn't.
No.
to like make it a box that if I walked by a shelf, I'd be like, oh, right now the box looks like a recipe box.
And they couldn't
It
have
looks
the
like so
tie-in
many-
with Tabasco, though.
Or the ESP symbols around the outside. That's.
Well, the reason this is up here is because it is making $22,000.
And you know what? I read it. Sounds interesting. It sounds
Yeah, but
fun.
you're the guy who's one of your favorite games is that Take
True
It to
Colors?
the Face game. Yeah,
Take
that.
it to the face.
This game
True
is
Colors.
This game has been
Oh.
made like 6
I say
times.
we played
though.
this recently, haven't we? Not this game, but something just like this, where I have to rank it and you have to guess my ranking of things, and whoever gets the closest wins.
Compatibility is close.
I haven't played that
I
one.
think you're talking about one that just was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. Is that
True Colors?
no the Rank It game? What is it called, Tom? With
not
the
the
arrows.
not
the
rank
one
the
that
Yes,
people.
yes.
No, not that.
Pinpoint?
What?
No, that's
I'm
one we're
just
just trying to
throwing
figure out
words
where
out.
you are in somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just feel like, well, the point that we just had a 3-minute conversation, exaggerating, of course, about this. And I mean, it is a known game, right? I mean, they're not claiming to come up with anything new, but
It's
I don't
a
know.
s-
Is there people out there looking for this exact version redone?
There are
Yeah.
214 of them.
and it's the same guy who originally put out the game in the 80s, reprinting the game.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, you know what? Get
Oh,
it, man.
okay.
You
Good on
know, do
him.
it again.
I agree.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you
At
know
least
what?
he's
I
not
give him
trying
that.
to
I'll
capitalize.
give this cat the
Tom, you're unplugged.
Oh,
I give him credit.
sorry.
Darkness.
I'm back.
And we're back.
All right, let's rate these things here. Going down a water slide, attending a big family gathering, telling a funny joke, or holding a newborn baby.
What are you supposed to do?
Like personal preference.
There's one of those I'm good with.
From 1 to 4. Like 3 of them you don't like?
Can you combine them?
I guess I don't understand what's going on here. I'm supposed to rank these things?
No, we have to guess. Let's guess Z's ranking of these things. Like, which one does Z of those like the best? Oh,
I'm trying to figure
I
out,
will
does somebody
go-
really like telling it? Or is that like, my goal today is
We
to
just hate the
tell,
word joke.
to tell a funny joke.
yeah, I'm gonna put number 1 as the joke for
weird.
you, Z.
That's
Yes,
really...
because the rest are like...
No, the water slide. Come on.
For me,
Going
it
down
would
a
be
water
telling
slide.
a funny joke, then going down a water slide,
Wait,
then
what's 3?
attending a big family gathering, and then
Really?
holding a newborn
You
baby.
put newborn baby fourth?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not big. No, baby for me is number 2. Water slide is better than baby.
I agree. I agree.
you hold a baby
but wait,
on a
are
water
you talking
slide?
like the head is like? We're talking like newborn? I mean, I don't want the loose head baby.
I don't
No,
want
I
that
don't care because then
responsibility.
you just like swaddle.
Lose head.
Okay, if
baby.
you give me a swaddled newborn
Oh,
baby,
yeah.
it goes
and
up.
then telling a funny joke, attending a big family gathering is the last.
No,
for
that's
me.
the last.
That's number 4. That's number
that shouldn't
6.
be a card. That should be a legacy. I just rip it up and put it back in the box.
All right, moving on. Havoc, the combat card game.
Oh, I started
That woman
watching.
looks
I watched
so
this
mad.
video,
Did I see this
and I
one?
only made it about 7 seconds in. As soon as they showed me the cards with all the stats, I'm like, oh.
There's a lot.
This
It's like
one.
a war game. It's a war game.
Okay,
It
but
is?
they do
Look
make
at
war
that.
games. They
Yeah,
do
yeah, no,
make
it is a war game,
And that
yes.
is the one thing I will say about it is I thought it was cool that they go out of their way to let you know it's historically accurate.
Yeah.
They've done their homework. Yes, this is this battle card game with historical foundings and findings, research done. I think that's really admirable. Not my style of game,
Right.
but I think that's really cool and unique in this realm.
Like, if you're into medieval, and this guy says medieval a lot in this video, but
He's going medieval on it.
yeah, he says it with the British pronunciation, which always throws me off a little bit. But anyway, if you love medieval combat, this is probably, I could see this becoming your favorite game. In fact, possibly your only game.
No, is this
it
from
looks
you or
that
from him?
deep. It looks that intricate.
Yeah.
I just have no interest in this. I might even say negative interest.
I think I would like to play this one.
I would.
Because it looks like almost like a baseball simulator, except that it's
Yes.
medieval.
Yeah.
But I really hate the art.
What if you replaced all the art with dudes with bats and baseball gloves?
No, and the graphic design, it looks like an old game, which actually is another reason it looks like one of those baseball simulators, because
Yes.
those guys don't know how to make their games look new and modern.
No.
But again, also coming from word gamers, I mean, their games have a very kind of standard
I don't
look,
think this is
right.
This guy says war game. I don't think a war gamer will be like, oh, a card game with combat. They're not usually interested in that sort of thing. But who knows?
I don't mind that art right there. I'm surprised you feel so strongly about it.
It
I think
might be
card
the graphic
frame.
design
Yeah, it's
more
card
than the art.
frame.
Again, it looks like every CCG to me. I feel like that's, other than the text size, I don't care for that. There's a lot of text on it, but it looks like
It's a lot of
every single.
text.
I'm surprised that you're so turned off because this looks like half the projects of CCGs we look at.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
like
those are
cheering for
bad
them either.
CCGs. Yeah.
I actually stopped looking at most CCGs nowadays. All right, Paper Trail. Now this one doesn't have a ton of backers, but I really like the theme here.
I do too.
This
This
is
sounds
fun.
clever.
Yeah, this is neat, I thought.
Passing it out around class. Who done it?
And I'll give a shout out to the page as well. I think it's really cool later on where it lays out the 2 different roles and goes through the mechanisms of each one. Hey, if you play as this is the type of game you're looking at. If you're playing as this, if you're playing as the teacher, it's deduction. If you're playing as the students, it's a route building strategy game, and so it really well defines the roles, and so you know what you're looking at. And from this, I can tell you, I am very interested in playing as a student.
It's
I
pretty
think that's
interesting
really cool.
to be like, oh, you found out where the note
there.
was 4 students ago or whatever. It's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
neat.
I like the idea.
Looks a little hefty,
This,
actually.
Nick,
Pizza
this
phone.
news-
Yeah.
Did you see the super chat from Nick?
I did not.
Can you go back up?
Thanks for all you guys do. Pizza fun. The game was 20.
$22
22.
and 22 cents.
Well, guess who's not getting pizza? Because they
Oh.
were bothered by the amount of money.
Get breadsticks.
I never did get pizza. I'll get pizza on tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, with olives, green olives,
Oh, black olives. Black olives.
or hear me out, green olives.
I never had green olives on a pizza.
Tomorrow's the day.
Is it good?
It is.
A little saltier?
That is a lot
I'd be
of
down for that.
things to write down there on
lot.
this page.
I know. It's like it looks like she's playing detective.
Oh yeah. Tell me it comes with that.
I hope so. All right, botany, flower hunting in the Victorian era.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there. I am baffled that this is making nearly $700,000. What am I missing? This game looks all right. The artwork is Victorian. It's all that type of artwork. You're moving around, gathering cards. It even has like take that sounding stuff. Whereas
Yeah.
the players are moving back, you're like, you're stuck with a poisonous plant. What am I missing?
I think that there might be an audience for this style of game. Look at Obsession, for example. Some people, I've heard multiple times, people are say that this is the one that my significant other will play with me because they love Downton Abbey, because something like that. So I think that
Okay.
it might be, maybe it's even riding that train a little bit of, oh, you like that one? Cool, another Victorian. Now, given, these are very different games, but I do wonder if there isn't an audience for that kind of, that theme and that crossover there.
Look at
Is
those
there
cards, they
somebody?
look awful.
But there must be another reason. Like the people who made this are like super popular in another space.
Right.
And it's quite possible. I don't know.
Because
But
that's
It's a lot.
Obsession didn't make $700,000 on its first
Right.
outing.
But again, is it building off? It's like, oh wow, yeah, that one went really well. Let me try another
I
one.
don't think Victorian stuff's that popular.
I don't know. That's the only thing I could come up with is what I'm saying, because I was confused as well. And I don't know, the game seemed, there's a lot of different steps. I think it's 12 or 13 steps per turn. It just kind of seemed like the turn kept going. So this one I had a huge swing both ways. I was really interested and not interested at all, because you said kind of the take that kind of stuff. Oh, back interested again. Oh, hold on, wait. I was kind of all over the map on this game.
I just
Don't
don't
really know
know.
how I feel about it.
The artwork is all over the place also, and again, I know a lot of it is sort of, public domain artwork, and you can use that.
Right.
But then walls of text on some of the cards, take that. It's just all over the map. I don't get it. The look of the box is one thing, but some of those illustrations are a whole other thing.
Well, it's actual artwork from that time period.
Right, and it's all incongruous.
See,
I don't get it.
This is one I would play. I wouldn't seek out, just because, like Obsession, somebody mentions, I would not have played that.
Somebody,
if
yeah,
you
might have
would.
mentioned
Well,
that.
no, in the chat. But then,
Not you though.
I would. I would have chosen it, but I liked it. I liked the game, but I wouldn't have grabbed it myself and played it.
Right, but again, has Obsession opened that door is what I'm saying now.
It's 10,000 backers.
I don't
telling you, I
know.
know people are
I
saying
don't know.
that some people are interested in buying it. I'm not discounting that, but very few games make this much. So I feel like there's something
Is
else.
it nature meets a, again, unique theme that this door has been open to, and it's kind of reached a new, maybe not new gamers, but a different part, like the significant others, or
Maybe they did a really good advertising campaign.
I've
Maybe
seen
that's
nothing
too.
about it leading up to it. Have you?
Yeah, it's so weird.
I'm curious if anybody watching us right now is backing this,
Well, no, a couple people said they were.
and why? I want to know why
Anya
you're
said
backing
she's getting
this.
it because she gets all the weird little odd games. And then someone else said they were getting it for their spouse.
Fernando says Z keeps saying take that like it's a turnoff. LOL.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Well, who knows? Interesting.
Huh.
Oh, someone's saying lots of ads. Maybe
never
the
know.
ads just didn't hit us here.
I do love that cover, though.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to try it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It is one that I definitely have no idea where I land on.
See, now this one I would think, anyway, Leviathan Wilds. So this, I love the theme of this game where you're
This-
fighting giant monsters.
Yeah,
And I
this
love
looks...
the board, the spiral bound, that you're, oh my gosh, I love so much about this.
There's actually nothing about this that turns me off. Everything about this, I'm like, yes, yes, yes.
Crawling up the side, those little things. Yeah, that just
Build my
jumping over
deck.
from leg
Yes.
to leg. Yeah, that just. Yeah, this looks great. And look at that pedigree.
Just quiet.
That pedigree of all
You
the
know,
games.
That's
That's the other thing,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, no, this looks good.
That's the other thing, too, is that pedigree.
Yeah.
I thought that was
They-
really interesting.
They really hammered it with a pedigree after like the third time they were like, and we've been involved with Fantasy Flight Games. I'm like, all right, I got it.
Oh, this one that's done by
But I
the
mean,
Imperial
it's so
Assault guy?
varied.
I don't know who did it.
I do feel like the pedigree is varied. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
right.
just Fantasy Flight or something like that. It looked pretty varied, and I was like, I really like that. I think that if they do bring that to the table, it's okay to
Well,
sell
yes,
Yeah, no, I get it.
but, like he says, Imperial Assault, Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Well, sure, but also Rob Daviau and Matt Leacock were, are involved in that, too.
Well, no, they have a graphic in here showing what they did with each of those. They're not saying we designed those. They're saying on this one I was the graphic designer, on this one I was the video editor. I mean, they go through and tell you what they did on each of these projects.
Yeah.
I would have backed it despite that.
That's true.
Because this looks really cool.
It looks
And it looks
fantastic.
unique and different. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about everything about this, except I almost wish it was competitive. Cooperative is cool, but competitive would be like, oh, I'm going to go up there and stab the guy first in this spot. But
Yeah, it looks good. I know you love this
I love the artwork.
theme. You like climbing the giant monster
I like
theme.
giant monster themes, period.
Yeah.
Hobbit,
So
yeah.
I'm not as thrilled by that, but this looks really neat.
Those look good too, though.
It's the kind of card game I think is that part of it I'm really excited by. I enjoy that.
And I mean, I really like too that the event or the bad thing that's going to happen, you find out at the beginning of the round. So you have your turn to react to something you know is coming up. I think in a lot of cooperative games, the way they kind of increase that difficulty or the randomness is that random event that comes. This one, you go into the round with that information, and so you are just tactically planning for it. I think that was really, really neat.
Yeah, this one I'm excited about. This is
All
a
right.
surprise.
Also, you can hunt monsters in the biggest Kickstarter this week, which is the Monster Hunter World Iceborne, the board game, based on the video game from Steamforged, because this is kind of their MO.
From Capcom, the video game?
No. Did I say Capcom? What?
The video game is from Capcom. You said based on the video game from Steamforged.
I'm sorry, I'm saying there's a comma in there. This game is based on a video game. From Steamforged Games. I'm sorry, it was like almost a new sentence. Sorry, that's what I'm trying.
Try again. The
No.
inflection was-
All right, anyway.
This is a follow-up, actually. I did not know this. Did you know that there was already a
Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter
Yeah.
World game?
I knew they
didn't
had
know
done
that.
one. Is it out yet, though? I believe Steamforged has several undone projects. Let's take a look here. Elden Ring is not out yet. Rivet Wars is not out yet.
It's not?
Genaria is not out yet.
I thought that was out.
Wait, that one.
No, the
Yuffie?
Genaria's out. This was their version of Genaria. I don't believe that's hit the market yet.
Okay.
I don't know anything about
Legends.
this one. RuneScape Kingdoms, I don't know. Resident Evil, that might have come out.
That
Here's
came-
Monster Hunter World. We can click on it and see. You can always tell in the updates because you'll.
Oh boy,
they'll-
watch out for profanity.
Just launched. Okay, but before that, shipping update. Only 174 pledges left to ship, so shipping will be complete,
Okay.
and that's this month. So they just shipped it.
Okay.
All right.
So
Well, if you are shipping a game, this is good knowledge for everybody out there. As soon as you start shipping a game, put the next version of that game up on Kickstarter before people get a chance to play it. That's how it's
That's a good
done.
point.
That's how my grandpappy did it. That's how you should do it.
I don't know what I think about this because I have not played the original one. I don't know if we're going to... Well, we haven't got a copy of it. But I pretty much disliked every Steamforged game I've played so far. Although I do like Rivet Wars, but that was Simon's before it was them.
Sure.
This might be the one that
Yellow,
changes
maybe?
it.
Yellow or Simon? Who did that?
No, Simon. Two
Yeah.
River Wars. It was at the Simon Expo we went to.
Well, I mean, if they did a follow-up to this, I'm hoping, again, I don't know, because not that many people probably have played it, but I'm hoping that they are doing a follow-up to this because the first one was well made, they're expecting it to be a hit, they had a system that really worked, and they're going back to that well. If so, that's great, that they can now capitalize on one that connected with people. I haven't played any of their games, to be fair.
No.
Mike
and I
said
have
there's
no
no
interest in
reviews of
doing
the
that.
first game out yet.
There's
I'll
no
tell you what,
reviews
though.
yet.
I
Okay.
think these guys make the best miniatures in the market. I think their miniatures look
Really?
amazing. Oh, yeah. You should look at those Horizon Zero Dawn ones. They're fantastic.
I don't think I've ever seen their miniatures.
Huh.
Yeah,
they-
I mean, it's so miniatures forward, too, which, again, makes sense, Kickstarter, but that seems to be the main thing they're pushing.
And they're almost always based on a video game.
I think they so far have.
No,
have
what was
been,
that?
right?
What was that dungeon crawl we played? That
Word Song, that's a video game.
is that a video game too?
Yes, 100%.
All right, never mind then. All right, I guess.
Correct me again, see what happens.
So you can see you're right about this, but not about the color pencils.
Okay.
All right.
12 colors.
Anyway, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I hope it's good. As a side note, when they launched this, they announced that they have made an exclusive deal with Kickstarter for the next 4 projects, which I would assume had been assumed since their last 15 were also with Kickstarter. But hey,
Like, what?
Kickstarter must have given them a special deal to announce that. They made a really big deal about it. And so
How
it's
much
like
is this
not
making?
BackerKit, not Gamefound, but Kickstarter.
Like
How much
over a
is this
million,
making?
1.2 or something?
1.4 or something like
Is
that.
it?
I wonder what the draw was for Kickstarter.
Yeah, well.
The draw for Kickstarter, this one is $133,000. So, all right. And the last board game of the week is Raising Robots.
Yeah.
This one is from Nauvoo Games. Oh,
They did the Reckoners.
I forgot they showed me this game.
Yeah. Did
You
you
saw it
demo
like
it there?
Gen Con
At
probably,
Gen Con?
right?
Yeah, but like 2 years ago,
It's been
I
a while.
think.
I saw it at Gen Con this last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were probably showing it again, but I remember I saw this a while ago.
Do you mind that though? Does that bother you?
No, I turned it off my brain and forget about it.
But I mean, like, does it bother you where it's like, oh, I turned it off and forgot about it, I've moved on?
No.
Like, I think I like that. I think I like that they kind of showed it, and in my mind, it's like, all right, you've taken time, put into it, developed it, you're kind of doing that, a lot of that back work. You know, you're just funding at this point the production of the game. So, I don't know.
It's done, right? I mean, you expect it to have been shown off because it was pretty much done, if not
Yeah.
fully done.
We had
Yeah.
a discussion about this game, Z.
No, I disagree.
Did you play it? I didn't know that.
No, because we had
I
an
never played
argument
it.
over the artwork.
What about it?
You don't like it?
I thought Z said he didn't like the artwork
I like this
originally.
artwork fine.
Maybe it was Delicio.
Maybe. Where's Delicio?
Yeah, what's happening in the annex?
Pipe up.
He can't defend himself.
Why
it was
are
him.
you wrong that
No, I
this
like
is...
this artwork just fine.
I think it's adorable.
Yeah, it's cute. I like the robots made from other stuff.
So cute.
Like the animals. There's some animals later on where there's like a cute bear with like a radio on his face or something, and like, you know, whatever. Like the doggy with the Rubik's Cube. I like that stuff.
Yep,
It just looks like a
good.
complex game. It looks like there's a bunch of things going on.
I don't think it's as complex as it's looking. I did
looks
demo it.
complex.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's as complex as it looks. It's what I really liked about it though was and we've seen this in other games, but that mechanism where you have 5 different phases that you can act in or 5 different things that you do, and you have to select it secretly. Then everyone reveals. And if you go to
okay.
the same as somebody, that's fine, but it might add more power there, which could hurt you or could help the other person. And so you are a little bit of playing the odds in it, but ultimately you're still getting something out of each round. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's definitely some tableau building management mechanism, which I very much enjoyed it. I found it to be very smooth gameplay.
I like the theme of this. I like Bot Factory too.
Okay,
so.
Chris said we did a conversation about the artwork. Oh, it was the human beings that someone was complaining about. Was it
In
me?
general, or
Maybe
the
I didn't
artwork?
like the art. I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
I'm blaming Mike. Is that okay?
Like each of those cards,
okay with
looking at that image right there, all those images, my issue is actually not with the top half of the cards. I like all those characters, the robots. It's the bottom halves that look a little messy to me. I don't know. That third lady in, looking at all those icons, that looks messy to me.
It does, but it also means
It's a lot.
Was that like Race for Galaxy? Because I want
It is probably because it's the Race for the Galaxy mechanism.
I see what you're saying. Looking at it, I didn't have that problem when I was playing it.
Oh, you played it.
Yeah.
You should have dropped that in the beginning. You said you saw it. Playing it's like another level. You're like
I told you I demoed it.
She signed it.
Yeah, that's
This is
actually a
her
picture of me right up there.
Navu is.
When you start your own Kickstarter, you're gonna have part of what I did was work on.
Play tested all these games.
Yeah.
And just most of the page is actually the games
Right.
play tested.
I feel like, so that's when I said, I didn't find it was that complex. It was just definitely procedural. There's a procedure that you needed to follow to go through it. But once you did a couple rounds, it got pretty intuitive.
Have you played Bot Factory?
I have.
Okay. And you like that one?
I did.
Okay.
A
Have you played
lot.
Raising Robots?
I have.
Okay,
Let me tell
so-
you about it. 2 years ago.
All right, before we jump to non-board gaming stuff, let's take a quick listen to Mr. Mark.
Street.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark and this is Alita, and we just have a couple games to tell you about, so let's get to it. And first up we have Disrupt, where you have several different roles. You've got the entrepreneur, you've got the angel investor, you've got the BPO, and you have the market leader. Now, they all have different motives and different abilities and different ways to win the game. But what's neat about this game is how the worker placement spots work and the different card actions you could take. And I'm not a big economics type of game guy, but this game was pretty fun, so give it a closer look. And next up we have Apex Legends. Yes, this is based on the video game. And you know what? The neat thing here is that they did this amazing conversion from video game to board game. It feels just like the game. You have your different types of weapons you get. You have different types of characters that have unique abilities and powers that really mimic what you do in the video game. And then the 3D buildings and how you wage war against your fellow opponent and the battles in the 3D buildings, really well done. They just really captured the feel of the video game. And lastly, we have The Last Spell, where you're trying to hold the line as mages try to invoke the last spell to get rid of all the creatures. So it has this day and night cycle where you're fighting in order to keep the town alive just long enough. As every night the monsters come, and during the day you're going to build up your economy, your buildings, you're going to build up your defenses and your heroes to engage in battle in the night. And the neat thing again is that this was also a video game, and they did a fantastic job conveying the same feel in this one as well. And so, for my pick of the week, this was a pretty tough choice. Each of these games are pretty unique in their own way, and it definitely came down between Apex Legends and The Last Spell. And it was really close. Apex Legends captures the gameplay so well. It's a skirmish game, and it looks beautiful on the table. A really unique way they do combat. But I'm gonna give it up for The Last Spell because it truly has a lot of game. You really have to manage your resources and build up everything in the town and get new buildings, build up and fortify the buildings, fortify your heroes, and get them ready for the night phase as that purple mist keeps ever closer to the town. And again, you have to hold the line for 3 days and nights. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Protect the dog. All right, let's take a look. The first project we have for non-gaming stuff, and if you have weird, interesting, cool, and weird and stupid stuff, send it to me at tom@dicetower.com.
Send stupid stuff to tom@dicetower.com.
Yeah.
First, we have
That's what he
Bird
asked
Buddy,
for.
The Summer of Birds. So I backed the first version of this and gave it to my wife for her birthday, then found out she didn't really want it. But, it was for her birthday like 3 years. It came after I was planning to give it to her. Not that she didn't want it, but she was very polite accepting it. I know.
I can
know.
see that.
I know the truth.
She never put it up.
Really?
No, I put it up and no birds have landed in it.
Really?
Because
Because you have dogs?
and trees and stuff. I need to move it. I'm going to bring it over here to the studio.
You don't have trees, or you do have trees?
We have 0 trees, which I'm actually cool
Why don't
with.
you put a bird bath out?
Don't do it.
Do it. Get her a bird bath for her birthday this year.
Yeah, go double down on the thing she didn't
Yeah,
like.
I know. Wow. What are you talking?
Yeah,
Did you not
right.
hear the previous conversation?
So anyway, this is a bird. This is doing very well. Like 6 people sent this project to me.
This video is fantastic.
Oh,
video
I
is
made it about
something else.
15 seconds
So this
in.
guy is channeling.
His rollerblade skills, though? are on point.
If you ever see Malcolm in the Middle, he's doing the same thing Hal did in an episode of that, where
Yes,
he taught
he
his
is.
kids how to roller skate. He did this exact same thing.
That's right.
You don't remember that?
Yes,
I think he wore a fanny pack in that, too.
He did.
Yeah, but
Oh, this is great.
Is it? Okay.
Oh.
anyway, you can take pictures of the birds later. I think it's a really cool idea. I thought it'd be like the perfect gift.
I think it's cool because it identifies them too. That's pretty neat.
Does it do that, Tom? Has it done that?
I don't know if the
Does
first
yours
one
do that?
does.
Let's move on.
Does your
Yeah.
trash version do that?
Well, he hasn't
'Cause
seen
this
any
one-
birds yet. Like in like 6 months, he'll be like, finally, it identified something. Cat. I'm like, oh.
Why don't you put it up here?
Eating a
He, is
bird.
he says he's
You can
bringing
put
it
it
over.
I'll bring it over here,
zoned out.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a Discord channel for it.
Oh, that would be
It can
interesting.
identify
No, I
us
was
as we
kidding.
walk in the room. Put candy in it. Oh, Tom, we're not allowed to use our hands. Think about it, man.
Wild Z Garcia shows up.
Oh. You
I'm
should put it
just
on.
saying. I
Okay.
want some views. Let's get some views.
On a
Solar
snack
System
bowl.
flipbook collection. So this
Yeah.
is this gives me like some real old vibes of the looking at, those little books.
Such a museum piece.
Gosh, it's so cool though.
It's very cool.
Oh, it's
It
so
is
cool.
very cool.
I want to play with these books.
Okay,
I
this
want
is...
to look at them once and then never think about them again.
Okay, but it also comes with one that's not a planet that gives you like the facts about the planets and that kind of stuff and
Right.
shows you like how far they are, and it's to scale, so you can actually, and it scales down, so you can lay out a not a ruler, like a tape measure, and actually put it out as a homeschooling tool. This would
Yes.
be so cool. They can sit there and they can play with the book and 6 different images, which I don't understand how that works, but I think it's fascinating.
This...
Flipbooks. The problem with flipbooks is I don't know how many. I mean, you do it and then you're done. I mean,
Oh no! If you did this once for your solar system unit, and then next year, do it again with a different. I guarantee the kids will play with this a couple different times. And as well as it has that little fun facts and things, you could totally do something like this. Like you said, if you picked it up at a museum, I could definitely use this in homeschooling.
I disagree. I mean, yes, you can use it in homeschooling, but I disagree that the kids are going to keep playing with this. Like maybe back in '82. Now, no.
If they played
The
with
kids
it,
will literally run out of attention halfway through a flip. They'll be like,
no,
not that bad.
no.
yeah,
If they
no,
do it,
I think so.
and then they don't see it for another year, and it's either that or sit down and read a textbook about this,
Flip
they're
through
going
this
to.
for 10 minutes. I mean,
I'd say, or flip through this as we're talking about it, that kind of stuff. I mean, it gives them something to do in a little fiddler as you're actually going over information or reading that kind of stuff.
you're either listening to me right here or you're flipping.
How many kids
If
you
I'm
got?
talking
How
and
many
you're
kids you
flipping-
got? How many kids like you?
None anymore. Like, oh, are you flipping right now? Are you flipping
Yeah,
right now?
Exactly.
I don't have children. I've never smacked any of them.
let's move on.
This looks very cool.
Yeah, the whole flip method, though, too, is pretty interesting. It's like a magic concept as far as the moving up, down. That's a magician thing. I was like, that's pretty clever. They've
Pretty
incorporated
neat.
that. Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
No Pluto, I don't think.
There's no Pluto. All right. Hey, you want to use your iPhone and put a thing on? This is a really cool idea.
This looks great.
I feel like this was just time coming. Yeah,
It
this is
is.
just. It's time for something like
Well,
this.
there's been these
You know?
things before.
But like an actual whole professional
Yeah.
set.
But
that kind
here's
of stuff.
what I
It was
wonder,
time.
though, because the video shows this professional photographer take a picture of a bride, and he just puts that on his phone. Come on, man. I mean, if I saw somebody show up with their phone and a lens on there, I'd probably be like,
I
"Where's
don't
the
know
guy?"
though.
The
I mean-
stigma, you mean, of that?
Yeah, I mean, instead of like a DSLR, like that big, heavy, is it?
Yeah,
Has it gotten to the
first of all,
point?
there's no need for you to spell out the words. Okay?
Oh, come on, now you're being a snob. Phones get
You
better
think?
every.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you
if
are.
a photographer showed up
You're
at a photo
being
shoot with his phone.
SNLB, okay?
In this day and age, absolutely.
Really?
I wonder too if young 20-year-olds getting married and someone shows up with something like this,
Especially if they want
as
these
opposed to
lenses.
like a big camera,
don't
they might
know.
trust them more because they're
Yeah.
familiar with
Really?
the cameras and the
Yeah.
amount of and the
You'd be
kind of
like,
pictures they can
"Oh,
take.
tight. Or whatever the kids
Like
say.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
Good grief.
Just like that.
All right.
Here's what I'm thinking, though.
I don't know.
How long until
Let's ask
these...
Amy tonight.
My question is...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How long until this case that these mount on no longer looks like a modern iPhone? They change those camera arrangements all the time.
Okay, so this does have a case. That's how you put it in, right?
Yeah. So that case could literally in a year no longer fit iPhones, the latest iPhone. That is insane to me. That fits the
Right.
latest iPhone. But it might not fit the next one.
Okay, so
It's
they
got to have some
changed this.
modularity to it, though.
The last two were the same, right?
Oh. I'm like, I have an iPhone 6. I have no idea.
You do not. Oh my gosh.
But I think the last two were the same, so I would wait. Yeah, see, this is not something I want to kickstart. I would buy this.
I might buy it
I'm not kickstarting this
On
because by the time you
discount.
get it, let's see
Yeah.
when they're
at a
sending it
Cracker
out.
Barrel.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, good point.
This says July 2023, so that's pretty fast.
You got to ship it before the next iPhone comes out.
I
No,
don't
it
know.
looks really good. I think the lenses look solid. They're talking about the tech that went into the lenses, and that sounds solid. I'm just worried about, again, technology. You're backing this, and it might be obsolete very soon,
Yeah.
especially if you are waiting for something like this to deliver. So
Yeah.
that's what I think.
All right. Next, we got Oru Camp, Origami Outdoor Furniture.
For every adventure.
This is the amount of work people go to not sit on the ground. these people are on next to next to like stairs. They could be sitting on the stairs, yet they set this up.
I gotta say that this sort of thing, the naming of it bothers me because origami is. When I think origami, I think, oh, you gotta make those hard folds and everything.
Yeah.
And furniture's already a pain in the neck. You're like, here, figure it out. I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to sit down.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way it is, but that's the idea the name gives you.
I'm worried about the just durability of these folds, too. You can build and unbuild this thing.
Hey,
How many times can you do that?
I'm a small guy. I'm afraid of wicker. So this right here is
You're
going
a
to be.
small
You're a small
guy?
guy?
I'm not a small guy, so I'm afraid of like
Oh,
wicker
yeah,
we were
furniture.
confused.
Like,
I'm not a
We were
small
very
guy.
confused.
No, I'm not a small guy. So I'm afraid of wicker furniture. So this would be like, yeah, I don't think I'll stand.
Do you like the colors?
I do.
Are those the only colors?
I wouldn't want
Is
white for
Gatorade
outdoor
sponsoring it?
stuff, but
Wait, are they light up
like-
too?
oh yeah,
I
as
missed-
long as it has LEDs, I'm there.
Well, no, I like the LEDs, but like during
Really?
the day, this looks. Why would you want them to be white? They're gonna get dirty, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Plastic. You like wipe them down.
Those plastic white chairs.
Plastic white chair.
You know the ones that we have. Those plastic white chairs, right?
Yes.
Or like they stain, you mean?
The ones that pinch you eventually?
Yes.
Yeah, I
don't know.
bought them
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, I got kids. We'll wipe them down. After a while, my wife's like, well, bleach them down because
Yeah,
they get really dirty.
do.
Yeah.
I think this is interesting if you are
tight.
going camping and taking this kind of stuff and it's all going to fit and stack nicely in the back of the car. But I feel like that's such a small percentage of time I would use it. It's a solution to a problem that I wasn't looking for, that wasn't really a problem kind of thing.
Those beach chairs
You
are
know?
pretty nice. The ones that kind of fold out, those umbrella ones, those are pretty good.
Yeah, but they fold up into like, a rod basically, and then you
That's
pop
right.
them open.
Right, yeah.
Justin's talking about these kayaks. Didn't you want their kayaks? Or
Yeah,
I
it's
do
the
want a
same
kayak,
company,
yeah.
And he said this is their color scheme.
Okay, that makes sense. This also, to be fair, they're not the only ones that do these kayaks. This
That
is
guy
not,
that looks like he was tested to get it. They're like standing on that thing. He's like, I don't think so. Because it looked like they seduced him a little bit to get on that thing. Get up on that
What's
thing.
he getting? What's he changing?
Nothing. He's not doing anything. He's just standing on it. I
just
don't
to
know.
show the strength. I mean, it's just corrugated
Yeah.
plastic, right?
Yeah.
Also, I'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah,
why am I the one you're picking to show the strength of these up?
I know. It's like, why does that have to be me?
Because he's a small man like Joey.
All right.
Yeah, but
so
it's very
Mike
small now.
Delisio is not in chat, but if he was, I threatened to buy this
That's
for him.
great.
This is
Because
the
if there's
best.
anything I want, it's more texts from my animals.
Benjamin
This
Jackson
is the
II.
best project of the week.
This is
This is the revolutionary wearable, not for you, for your cat.
No, I have never
So
wanted to hack
weird.
anything more in my life.
yes,
Be able to send text to the owner?
yes, absolutely.
My goodness.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
So this is very similar to the, what's the thing I fallen and I can't get up?
oh, yes.
Life alert.
Life
Yeah, this is
alert,
life alert.
yeah,
Life alert
for cats.
That's really what it is. It's like, so all your cats, it's not, at first I thought, oh, they're going to make up things your cat says to you, like, I love you today. But no, it's more like, take me to the vet. Okay.
Oh.
No, but it is also texting. And that's what I don't get. Because as soon as they were like, oh, and your cat can text you, I'm like, what? Right.
And it's like,
The video, like, they
Yes.
went from the video being like, you love your cat, you want to take care of your cat, you're an idiot. Well, now you can buy something for your cat that's going to remind you when you need to take him to the vet or do this or do that. And also, the cat can text you. It's
Hey,
like,
that's what.
Also, it's all like
You had watched it and you were like, wow, this is crazy. And then I'm like, watching, I'm like, this is nice. Reminds you of vet visits and all that. Until I got to the end and she gets texts that say, I love
Right.
you. She goes, aw. Like,
Also,
what's happening?
I mean,
right
these are all
now?
pre-programmed, right? How long until you've seen all of them?
Or you can
know?
change them.
Is it based on anything? Does it?
No, it's
Why
based on
does-
what it does. It's like your cat goes eat, and they're like,
It said-
delicious. I love the food. Thanks, Dad. You're like, oh, he likes it.
That's a. I'm so
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I'm
Also, how
sorry.
do you
I'm
know
having
if
a
it's eating or if
stretch.
it's like licking itself?
Still be like, delicious.
Oh, let's
I
Almost
liked it.
clean.
Yeah, I think this would get, well, for me, it would get really annoying. I'm like, oh, I got a text. Is it
He
important?
lost his own.
Is it
No, it's not. It's the cat again. It's the cat. Oh wait, I have a text. It's the cat. Excuse me.
That'd be great to get a meeting. It's like, oh, guys, I gotta take this.
Do you need to respond, Tom?
Where's the
You
dog
can
one?
send her a dear Fluffy. Text me in about 10
Well, no, look, it does show that. The text, look, and this woman goes on, this person goes in there, and she, like, does a cat-like to it.
This is like the equivalent of those like AI boyfriends and stuff, right?
Oh, yes, of
This is
course.
basically
Like,
like
come on.
one step below the pillow you can sleep with, shaped like Brad Pitt or something.
You know what? They don't make one of these for dogs because you get a text every 2 seconds.
You know what?
Hello, 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 hello. Like, stop it.
The dog would just be like, oh, an emoji. I discovered an emoji. This is so stupid.
Yes, and lots of people are backing it.
Oh. That's,
All right.
Wow.
And our last project is a lie-down laptop stand.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you want one
Oh,
of these,
that
Joey?
dice lady. Go back down with that.
My favorite
This
was
looks so
I do want one of
uncomfortable.
these.
my
This is-
favorite here was when at one point the guy's typing, and then he has to like reach through between the laptop, his body, and the stand to go find the mouse. And that animation, like not animation, but like the way he did that, I'm like, oh no.
No, the best part about this is the fact that it's portable.
Yeah.
You never know where you're going to need to lay down to
Right
get on the
here.
computer.
Right here. That's where.
Well, if all the fold-out chairs are taken, they never lay down.
This is,
Again, you can sit on the ground.
that's true. Good point. These are two combating.
So you have to carry your yoga mat and this stand.
That just looks uncomfortable for everyone involved. The laptop's like, I hate life right
Also,
now.
that angle, like, there's just, I mean, maybe if you're watching a movie or something, but other than that, to work at that, like, I don't know, it's the equivalent of like having your phone in bed,
use
right? And I
this
hate that
every day.
angle. I always have to like prop myself up. I can't lay flat and look at my phone.
And I have done
It's
my
like-
laptop in bed. And
it's
then
just-
you get an email, and you're like, okay, I'll quick answer that. Then I'm like,
Yeah,
and
like,
you sit
I
up in
just-
bed because you can't type
Right.
laying down.
So
Think
would
about
you
how
use this?
uncomfortable that would be with your arms up and lifted and typing.
Oh, yeah.
Because her arms can't just rest by her side while she types. It's too high
That's
for
right.
that.
Yeah. Is there like an add-on or anything of like supports for your elbows
That's
for
what you
as you're
need.
typing?
No.
That's your
Come
takeaway?
on, yes. That's what I need.
I mean, I'm
and if you were
saying.
to text the
It's gonna
cat and be
get
like,
tired.
bring me elbow support. And he'll be like, I'm a cat.
This is, man.
Take this thing off my neck, please.
See, I thought sitting on that ball while you work was weird. People work that, I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
I
have,
do
to,
like
I have to
that.
lay down when I work.
All right, let's go to picks of the week here.
Wow.
Joey, what's yours?
I like several of them in here. I like that Leviathan and all that.
That one looks
But
good.
I have to go with Clank Legacy. You
I
know?
already assumed that would be yours.
Yeah, just
So
because,
predictable.
I even forgot it was in this week because, it's just like I backed it and forgot about it. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, this was the best Legacy game I've ever played and one of the best games I've ever played. It's just the experience was that good with this. So I know very little about it intentionally because I liked the first one so much. This was just an instant back. And I'm
Would
very
you
excited about
replay
this.
the Legacy? Is this
I
one
have.
that you would?
I played the first Legacy twice because the other people we played with wanted to copy themselves, and we did it again.
Got it.
It's that good. So yeah, this is my pick. of the
Played
week.
it
Easy.
1.5 times.
Did you?
I played through it once, and then during the pandemic, my kids, I started making them play it, and then halfway through, we could go back outside. So, and it never
You're
finished. This was almost my pick of the week, but I am going with the Leviathans because this just looks so cool. But it's really close. I mean, Clank is awesome, but this was like new to me. I was like,
Right.
what?
I agree.
Yeah.
I
yeah, this just looks really cool. I hope this is fantastic because I'm just excited to play this one.
Same here.
For me, it's going to be that Shufflefoot, the Twinkly Toes,
Lindyhop?
Lindyhop. Yeah.
like
Have you ever
Shufflefoot.
danced the Lindyhop?
I'm a big Lindyhop dancer, Tom. I did a lot of ballroom dancing back in my college days.
I don't know if it's a bit.
I'm believing him. So
I am too.
Why would I disagree?
I agree.
That's true.
Are you gonna talk about the game?
The game looks good. Let me talk about dancing, okay? Let me talk about my tap shoes that I used to own.
I want tap shoes. They're not comfortable though, are they?
They're fine. They're dress shoes.
They're loud.
Yeah, well, only weirdos wear dress shoes when they don't have to.
Oh, that's right. You don't actually... You dress like this, but you don't normally wear dress shoes, do you?
I do not. Comfortable shoes all the way, man.
Why don't you wear comfortable suspenders?
That's a good point.
They probably are comfortable,
Camilla.
actually, right?
Yes. I almost went Leviathan, but I'm going to go with Raising Robots. I really enjoy the gameplay of this. I like it's very procedural when you start, but I feel like once you get that down, there's like comfort in that procedure almost, you know, and I find it absolutely adorable. Kind of reminds me of Matt Dixon's art a little bit, but it's, I don't know, just a little different take on it. And I'm absolutely charmed by this absolutely charmed, but then has the deeper mechanisms as well. And that's a really good combination for me. So really excited about Raising Robots.
This looks
That
good
was
too.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good
I'd play
projects
it.
this week. A lot of
Yeah.
big stuff. A lot of cool stuff.
Yep.
Which probably means next week.
Oh.
Who knows? Who knows? I haven't looked ahead.
Better somehow. There might be like a...
Clank 3. They're
Clank.
bigger than back to back.
The
so good.
reclankering.
The wee clankering.
Alrighty, folks. Well, lots of other videos. This is this is not our last live video this
It
week.
is
We
not.
got Board Game Smorgasbord tomorrow.
That's right.
We got and then we got a top 10 going up tomorrow, and also the top 100s are going up all week. One new one every day. Roy's just went up, so you can go check that out.
Just now.
Until next time, I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Joy Evans.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Z Garcia.
Have fun.
Texting your cat
Yes.
evil things.
Oh, look what she's doing right now. She's sitting on the
I'll
ledge.
kill you.